Hello, I am Wilma and today I want to show you how to make animal bodies if you'd like to have wheels on them. And there are two ways. In this video I will be focused around this bunny. It's my channel animal. That's where I made holes in the body so you can pull the axles through. You can see it very well here. This is one way to put wheels under the animal, or you do it like the second bunny, where I made two grooves so you can glue the axles on. Here it should be about this form. The big advantage here is that the wheels are fixed and those cannot fall off so easily. The disadvantage is the assembly, which is quite difficult to get it so that it also sits close to the body. Now, how do you get it to make holes in the body? It's not difficult, but there are a few points to consider. Well, let's get right into it. Now, this one and the other body is next week. I have one half ball ready because the halves are made the same and I don't need to show both. We have a mold here, it's for pottery, but you also can take the bowl from the kitchen. The pottery molds are not expensive, so if you get one or two there, it's a good thing. Here we have the clay, I roll it out. If you're unsure and you don't bake cookies too much, it's always good to take wooden strips. That's a good thing because then you always know how thick the clay is rolled out. I do it more by feel. And then we put it into the mold, and it works the same way as sewing. We put darts. The most important thing is that the clay is about the same thickness everywhere. And with a shape like this, we put 2 or 3 darts, or 4 if the shape is really big, and press. It is important to make sure that there's no air anywhere. We put away the overhanging clay so that we can easily see how and where we are working. We take this off. Now you can see where the dart is, which are thicker and where it is thinner. The bottom is usually also thinner, so you can add a little more clay. Again, make sure that you don't trap any air if possible. And now we can work it round. I always go into the mold and press the clay around with my thumb. It's good if it's about the same thickness all over. After all, we have to put the 2 half balls together. Here it's a little thinner, we are still putting on there. I always do it a very little elaborately. If the ceramics saw that, they get all sick and tired. This is more like guerrilla ceramics. It's not an apprenticeship for nothing. Now we blow dry the clay so that it strings and we can easily tip it out of the mold. The clay has separated well from the edge. Now it should be very easy to tip it. That's right, it's finally falling out of the mold. Now we have little seams like this here, where we put the darts in, we close those up. We always take off a piece of the original clay, make it a little damp and softer. And push the clay into the seams from below. Again, always make sure not to trap any air if possible. This is one part. In the other part we have a few more folds. Let's do it exactly the same way. So now the two halves look quite good. Now we have to decide which one should be the bottom part and which one be the top part. I usually check which one is heavier. I take that as the bottom part. It needs support the face so that it doesn't roll away. We put the two parts together. Roughen it up so that the slip sticks well. We do this on both parts. And now we put the top part on it. This fits quite well, and we go once with the finger along the edge and push the two halves together. To make the join a little better, I always put a layer of clay over the seam, which I then also flatten. Possibly the video setting is different. My father just came by for a coffee. Now the seam is spread. We take a turner from the kitchen and equalize. Mark the hole from the wheels and cut them out. It is important that they are not too low so that it is stable. They should be parallel and at the same distance, otherwise the axles won't fit together. And they should not be too close either. Firstly, because the animal will tip over, and secondly, because the wheels have to be very small. The wheels on the bunny standing there are about 5 centimeters apart. Then we have ones here, well, more like 5.5 centimeters. This is a little bit lower than this. It's also important that they are the same height. Otherwise they will crooked, which is why I use the wooden strips. always look from the top again. And then we redraw again. Here the head would be a good choice because it's heavier, and here the tail. And now we have marked it, and now we will cut it out. We will see if it works well. We are about on the same level. Here the axles have much more play than in the other version. And now we will clean up the holes. So that they are a bit nicer. Now we can work out the animal accordingly. Next we will continue with a body that lies on the axis. Thanks for watching, bye!